Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here, and we're doing another Swiss Dragons of Tarkir Fate Reforged draft. We got Hidden Dragon Slayer, so it's a pretty awesome first pick. I love that rare. Otherwise, Ambuscade Shaman, good for the dash decks or anything else that's got haste. And beyond that, let's see, Outrider, Artillerist, Artful Maneuver, Lore Master. Nothing too crazy, but Hidden Dragon Slayer is certainly the best card in here. Okay, follow-up pick. Well, passed a pretty good rare in Pitiless Horde. I think I just want to take the pacifism though, stay on color with the first pick, get a pretty solid removal spell. Otherwise, the Tarka Efreet, I like the Pummeler too, Flatten, some other good cards in here certainly, but I don't mind staying on color with a really good removal spell in pacifism, so I think we'll do that. Premium removal spell. And I always have to mention this because there's the occasional comment, but yes, pacifism is not as good as it has been in other formats. But it's still certainly a playable card, so I'll second pick it. Okay, third pick. Well, I'm fine taking a Dragon Hunter. I think that's a strong card. I like having some 1-drops with super relevant protection in this format. Survivalist might be the best card in this pack. It's certainly good against our pacifism. Otherwise, Enduring Victory is good removal, but I think I actually like Dragon Hunter more. And beyond that, not too much else, but let's take a Dragon Hunter here pretty happily. Okay, Survivalist number 2. Well, maybe that's the push I need. We're missing on a white pick of relevance. I think Student's fine, but I think Survivalist is certainly stronger. So, all right, perhaps green is open. I mean, there's also a Bowmaster, but I think actually I like Survivalist more. The 2-for-1 potential outweighing the nice, upfront efficiency of Bowmaster. So, all right, Survivalist it is. Okay, now there's Great Teacher's Decree, Territorial Rock. I'm going to take the Decree. There's a decent chance, especially in a green-white beats list, that I can get a bunch of cheap creatures, and then maybe I'll finally be able to. I've played Great Teacher's Decree like 3 times, and I swear I've never got to cast it for any value. But I mean, I always look at it and I'm like, yeah, this card's good, and then never get to juke it. Servant seems fine. Strongest cards in here are like maybe Lore Master, Sidisi's Faithful, Dutiful Attendant, but they're not like insane. Whereas Servant of the Scale, yeah, I mean, I could go for like attempt to go for like a blue-white flyers list, but this doesn't even have flying. It's just basically to get, instants or sorceries back essentially. I mean, you can get pacifism back, so that's decent. But I'm going to do Servant. It's not even that great of a pick, but in a green-white beats list, I could get some good bolster action going. I think Servant actually probably shines the most in a green-white list, I assume. Some decent blue cards pretty late. Silmgar, Scorn, and Anticipate, but we'll take the Tactician here, which is playable, not terribly exciting. Crotique's pretty good. Certainly better and more exciting than Glaring Aegis, so okay. I can get behind that. Alright, Artillerist Tables. There's also an Inspiring Call. We've got this guy. 1, 3, 4, 5. That's interesting, actually. Pretty decent synergy with a few of the creatures we have already. Almost every one except Dragon Hunter. I'm trying to think. I've never played this, though. And you do get to draw cards off it. I think it's okay. I'm still going to go Artillerist. I think there's a higher chance I end up playing Artillerist, too. All right, Dragonsguard Bear tabling. Still a good sign for green, I would say. I'll hate the negate. Take the Faithful. I mean, we're getting late blue pickups, which is fine. Gate Smashers. Does not look like a Gate Smasher deck, so I did play this early on, and it did some work for me. But, alright, Naturalize for sideboard. Pretty decent pack one. We have some, I mean, we've got a green-white beats plan at the moment. And we have a good amount of creatures, too, so. And decent removal in Pacifism and Hidden Dragon Slayer, so I feel like we're on the right path. Alright, I can take Pacifism number 2. I think I would take Epic Confrontation over that, but we did get an on-color rare that's pretty good. I mean, admittedly, this one seems pretty good with the creatures we have. I'm still pretty tempted to take Epic Confrontation, though. It's too tough for me to pass removal, even when there is like a super efficient creature, an avatar. I mean, green-white doesn't get a ton of removal. You get a fair amount, but Epic Confrontation's a pretty premium one. And we're kind of already doing good on creatures. I mean, I admit, I think Avatar is actually really good in a deck like this. But Epic Confrontation is some really premium removal. I mean, this is like, this deals with a lot of different stuff and pumps your guy at the same time, which is just really nice. Alright. Taking removal. We have Center Soul, Herd Chaser Dragon, Conifer Strider. I actually like Conifer Strider. Could be a dragon pick, though. I've played this. It's okay. I'm trying to think why I would prefer a Conifer Strider. I mean, it's good for Formidable. I think I'll still go Dragon. I think Conifer Strider goes later than Dragon, so I'll get the Dragon. Ooh, get some interesting picks here. There is Press the Advantage. I think Sandcrafter Mage is pretty good. Certainly better than Scavenger. Mage also pairs well with Servant of the Scale, I suppose. And Einok Artillerist. Press the Advantage is a good trick. We already have Great Teacher's Decree, though. I think I'm going to take the Mage. I want to get some good, efficient beaters. Okay, now I guess we take Scavenger. More +1/+1 counters. Still pairs well with Servant and Artillerist. Not terribly exciting pick, but neither is Radiant Purge. It's more of a sideboard card. I'll take the Scavenger. Okay, interesting. So now we have the choice of Glade Watcher, Guardian Shield Bearer. I don't like the Guardian Shield Bearer so much. It's playable, not terribly exciting. Glade Watcher seems like something we could do in this deck. Good for Formidable. Scion of Ugin is pretty decent dragon card. Six mana, 4/4 flying, nothing to scoff at. I think I'm going to take the Glade Watcher. I like getting a lot of cheap spells, and it works well with the fight cards. Well, another chance to get Inspiring Call. I think we gotta, at this point, might as well take it. I mean, we do have a lot of cards that work well with it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I mean, seems like enough to run it. We could do the Champion too, which works well with the Mage and the Scavenger. It's not bad. It fits our curve relatively well too, but I'll consider Inspiring Call. Haven't played this Profound Journey. It seems too expensive to really play a lot. I mean, it's okay. It's just not like incredible. Doesn't work that well with Morph. Otherwise, I'm taking Pinion Feast for a sideboard. I'm probably okay with that. I just don't think this kind... I mean, you can get good value out of this. I'm going to take Pinion Feast for sideboard. I just really like having that card. All right, we'll take Vial here. None of these cards matter all that much. I think I'm just going to hate the Hand of Silumgar. Otherwise, I could take another blue pick, I guess, but it does seem like we got cut off in white this time around, but I like the white cards we have. Certainly got a lot of green, though. I guess we'll hate the dragon. Glaring Aegis, sure. Negate. Lore Master. Fate Forgotten. I mean, yeah, it does seem like blue is open, but I kind of like the green. I mean, I certainly like the green cards we have, but I like the white cards we have too. Okay, so options now. We have Sandstep Outcast. I think we're just going to take for the Great Teacher's Decree synergy, and it's just a great card in general. There's a Strike Leader in here as the rare, but we're not going to take that. There's also a Hunt the Weak, which I think is good for this deck, but I think ultimately the Outcast is where we want to be. And in a pinch, it actually works well with Inspiring Call. I mean, pretty much always go for the token, but theoretically I could play it with Inspiring Call. Regardless, Outcast is the pick. Alright, Honors Reward seems like a pretty good option. Otherwise, it's just Formless Nurturing. I'm fine with Honors Reward. I actually think Honors Reward's a good card, especially with Servant. Alright, that's fine. I think Erishan Cleric's actually a fine card here. It's something to do, again, early. Good in the aggressive matchups. Buys me time to set up a Great Teacher's Decree with a bunch of creatures on board. Otherwise, it's like Hewdstone Retainers, maybe. Or Return to the Earth as another sideboard option. Pretty awesome blue cards, I'm not going to lie. But I'm going to stick with this green-white at this point. Wandering Champ. Yeah, and a Hunt the Weak. So Wandering Champ is going to work better with Glade Watcher, Bear. That's about it. I think I'm going to take Hunt the Weak. If you look, what's my removal at the moment? Pacifism, Epic Confrontation, Vile? Yeah, I think we could use some more removal. Hunt the Weak's a pretty awesome one for that. Alright, Cash Defenses. That's a pretty awesome one with Servant. Reach of Shadows, geez. I think we're going to take the defenses and probably cut... Shape the Sands. Oh wait, we have Sage's Reverie? I don't know if we only have a Glaring Aegis. I got, oh, and a Pacifism? It's still not enough. I think we're more likely to table Sage's Reverie anyway. Okay, I guess we can take Return to the Earth here. Another good sideboard option. Soul Summon seems fine. Geez, that's a late Surveyor. And Orc Sure Shot for that matter. But we'll take the Soul Summons. I'm okay with that. And probably run it over... Probably run it over Glaring Aegis, I guess. Don't need Aegis in this deck. Could actually do it over the Vial. That maybe makes more sense. Alright, Erishan Cleric number 2. I'm okay with it. It still buys us time for Great Teacher's Decree, and it's certainly not bad with Hunt the Weak or Epic Confrontation. Yeah, I probably can get behind a second Erishan Cleric. We seem to have a pretty good late game plan in Great Teacher's Decree, as well as like a dragon. We have some big creatures. We have some big like pump effects. I think this and actually Erishan Cleric into Cash Defenses or Honors Reward is pretty good beater too. not exactly easy to deal with 3 toughness early in the game. You know, it gets around like Wild Slash and Douse and Gloom. All right, now I think we're just going to start hating cards. So I probably hate the... I can either hate Emissary or... I guess Lotus Patch Inn's better on its own. So we'll hate that. I could play Formless Nurturing. It still is a card that's going to pair well with Inspiring Call. I think Glaring Aegis is a fine card, not amazing. Probably cut Aegis and run. I might actually run Formless Nurturing here. Fruit of the First Tree. Do I have any sort of sacrifice effect? I don't think so. I think I might just hate a Cunning Strike. Can be annoying. I always hate it. To be honest, I never have anybody ever playing blue-red. I'm not sure why, though. I think this might actually be a Skirmisher deck. I usually avoid this card because I don't think it's that great, but in a deck that's running Honors Reward, Cash Defenses, Sandcrafter, Mage, there's actually quite a few things that do, in fact, work well with Skirmisher in this deck. Maybe Grim Contest is more likely to be played. Well, Cunning Strike for days. All right. So, I mean, the deck looks fine. I do think blue is more open. Certainly think blue is more open, but I'm not. I mean, I think what we've got is a good spread of cards. We ended up with good removal for green, white in Pacifism, Epic Confrontation, Honors Reward, Cash Defenses, Hunt the Weak. So we have good removal. We have very good creature count. We're a 17 land deck for sure. We have to make 2 cuts. I definitely want Servant of the Scale in here. I mean, we can look at the top end of cards to get a better idea. These have to be morph, though, I think. I really don't want to play these as anything other than morph. For some reason, I actually do like Clerics in here, which with Cash Defenses and Honors Reward, I think it's actually pretty good. I'm seriously considering Inspiring Call, too. We have one. Let's do a final count on what Inspiring Call actually works with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 creatures. I guess 9, 10 to 11, 12 if you count these. I could do Inspiring Call. What's like the most underwhelming cards in this deck? I think if anything, I want to cut 2 creatures because I have 18 with the Soul Summons and Formless Nurturing. Well, I want to keep the Nurturing if I'm going to run Inspiring Call, so maybe the Soul Summons gets the axe. I kind of want to keep the Arishan Clerics too because, I mean, Soul Summons works better, I guess, with like Survivalist, Dragon Slayer, Dragon, and Crotique since something I can flip, but like I said, Clerics are pretty awesome with Honors Reward and Cash Defenses. I mean, being able to smash with like a 4/6 on turn 3 is pretty good. 4/6 is a big body to deal with, and it already kind of did its job if it gained you life. You gained 7 life total with Honors Reward. Like, I feel like running Arishan Cleric gives me, I feel like, a really good matchup against like red-black dash. It's not so good against blue-black, but I still think I can beat blue-black. Oh, this shouldn't be up here. All right. I probably just cut a couple creatures. So I think in this deck I actually like Skirmisher more than Soul Summons, surprisingly. Only because I've got all of this pump. But Hunt the Weak works better with Soul Summons, so does Epic Confrontation. I gotta admit, I'm just not the biggest Skirmisher fan. I'm just really not the biggest Skirmisher fan. Yes, it has evasion and it's cheap, but I don't like it that much. Cards that work well with it in this deck are Mage, cash defenses, honors reward. That's 3, 4, 5 cards. It's not bad. Not great either. All right, I think I'm cutting Skirmisher. I've had a few people comment that they think I underrate this card, but it's just because I've not been that impressed with it. I don't know what to tell you. One more cut. Pretty close to just cutting Soul Summons, I think. All right. I think I'm cutting Soul Summons. So, I like the deck. I think it looks good. Pretty straightforward green-white beatdown deck. Potential good value to be reaped from some of our pump effects. More green than white. 9-8 split looks appropriate to me. And I think we're going to run it like this. So, yeah, this deck seems okay. It's got some good survivability against aggressive decks, as well as a good late game plan in Great Teacher's Decree and Segmented Crotique and Herd Chaser Dragon. Good removal. Yeah, there's no actual weak aspect of this deck, I would say. So we'll run it like this, and we'll see you round 1.